And joining us on our Eye on Terre Haute is Terre Haute Mayor Duke Bennett. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so one of the things we're talking about today is construction. We always touch on this topic, but it just so happens to happen now in the fall. You're starting to wrap up. One of the areas that people mentioned, our viewers, was the flooding concerns on US 41 in front of the Holiday Inn there.
Yeah, you know, they had just opened that back up basically after a long summer of work, and the first rain we got exposed additional work that needed to be done. And so we had contacted NDOT, that was an Indiana Department of Transportation project, but because we got several complaints about that too. And so they're getting started on that. So it should be fixed in about a week. They're going to put some additional drainage, they're going to put a bigger pipe in, and that should take care of it. So it was kind of unfortunate because that's a pretty key area, and you know, you get a little bit of rainfall and there was a tremendous amount of water pooling there. So I'm not sure what happened on that, but they're going to get it fixed here very soon.
Okay. And then we're also talking about here out on 3rd Street, right in front of the courthouse there. You also are still finishing up some construction there. Yeah,
that's our project with NDOT. You know, they approved that for us to do that. And the sidewalks are pretty much done on the west side. They're getting ready to start on the east side. So hopefully by Thanksgiving we'll have all of that work completed. We'll be milling the street and repaving that section from Poplar up to Cherry. And it's just going to look a lot better. It'll help from a safety perspective that we've talked about before, but we're kind of getting to the end of that construction season, and the weather's played a little bit of a role in that, and we're almost done. So, you know, Margaret Avenue work continues, and then they'll stop for the winter at some point, but we're getting down to the very end of the construction project.
You guys are trying to wrap up before that main snowfall comes.
And who knows how soon it'll be here.
Yeah, well, before that comes, we also have to wrap up our leaf pickup. People want to know, where are you guys coming from? Where are you starting? When will it be?
Okay, we're starting Monday. We always wait. You know, people get a little frustrated sometimes because their leaves might be down, but a lot of the trees have not dropped all their leaves yet. So we wanted to wait an additional week. So next Monday we will get started on the south end. We'll be coming up to Hallman, basically from the Margaret area and from Fruit Ridge to 1st Street, so kind of a big section. Don't know if we'll get through that whole section next Monday or not. We always try to do that in a 5-day period. Depends on the weather. So if we have a lot of rain, a lot of wind, it's difficult to do that. But it takes us about 2.5 months to get through the entire city. And we'll make one pass completely through, and then we'll come back and touch up some areas if we, you know, there was a lot of trees that didn't drop them. So just people be patient. If we do pass you up, call it into 311 and say, hey, I've still got leaves here. We'll get it on the list, and we'll come back, you know, at some point and try to double back on a few areas.
So if you have the time, you guys are going to try to do a second pass. People always ask about that.
It's not a full pass, but it'll be based on what, you know, notifications we get. So we'll make one pass completely through. We typically get most of them, but we always have a few places where there may be a certain type of tree in a 2 or 3 block area that just didn't drop their leaves, things like that.
Okay, once we wrap that up, then we're moving into the winter months. Preparations for the winter, are you guys getting ready now? Salt amounts?
We'll have plenty of salt and sand. We've got a commitment from the state. We purchase through them, and so we have to buy, and we're buying more, and it's more expensive, of course, this year after last year's bad winter. As soon as we get done with the leaf pickup, then we'll convert all the vehicles over, but we have to use everything now. But hopefully the snow doesn't come as early as it did last year, where we have to jump back over to snow plow, then kick back over to leaf patrol. So it's just, you just never know these days. You know, last year it came early.
Yeah, we need Mother Nature on our side.
Yeah.
Well, one of the other projects that you said that you were hoping to wrap up, but that's not going to happen so far, is the dog park. We're talking about the dog park, and that's not going to probably get to open or be completed for this fall. It's
looking like we'll open it up in the spring. The fence is up now. I mean, if you go down to Fairbanks Park, you can see where it's at on that north end. We've got some water and some electricity. We're still working on utility work on that. We've got some things that we're going to build in there for the dogs to be able to use, and we've got some paving to do out there and with some sidewalk work. And so I think we'll get a lot of that done this fall, but we really don't want to open it until it's ready to go. So my guess is going to be the spring, but we're getting really close. We're getting there.
Well, plus it'll be something to look forward to once the winter months are over in the spring, and it's going to be nice. People are going to be itching to take their dogs or get outside.
They will, and it'll be completed then, and we won't have some, you know, pieces that still need to be done. I'd rather have it totally done.
All right, well, sounds good. Thanks for all the updates and information. We always appreciate you stopping by.
Okay, no problem.
All right, News 10, we'll be right back.